Good afternoon. Welcome to Africa Today. I am Udwak Daniel. First, let's talk the headlines. And on the headlines, Buhari assures safe return of kidnapped victims. Still on the headlines, UN chief urges global help to fight Niger jihadists. Also on the headlines, US urges probe into Egyptian critics' vet. And on sports, FIFA sanctions Senegalese team over fan disorder. And now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has assured families of the kidnapped victims by bandits in the ill-fated Abuja-Kaduna train service of March 28 that efforts were ongoing to ensure their safe return. The president gave the assurance on Monday in Abuja when he hosted residents of the FCT who paid him a courtesy homage. He directed security agencies and the Nigerian Railway Corporation, that is the NRC, to provide detailed information to families of the victim, regularly saying government would explore every opportunity to secure their safe return alive and unhurt. According to the president, bandits and terrorists, unlike professional soldiers, don't respect the rules of engagement and can resort to harming hostages when attacked. The president urged Nigerians to create a hostile environment for criminals hiding in communities, admonishing that by protecting criminals from exposure, you are endangering personal security and the security of the community at large. Away from that story, President Muhammadu Buhari has told heads of security agencies and service chiefs that it is their duty to know where the terrorists are and eliminate them. Buhari gave the charge after joining other Muslims to observe the Eid prayers at the Mambila Barracks Parade Ground, Abuja, in commemoration of the Eid al-Fitr on Monday. Responding to questions as he returned to the presidential villa after the prayers, Buhari said his administration would continue to make the country safe for Nigerians. He said it was important to make this country safe, especially as the rains had set in, noting that farmers must be assured of their safety as they return to the farms, thereby securing the country's food production. Special prayers were offered for an end to the various challenges bedeviling the country, peaceful 2023 elections, as well as sustainable national unity, stability, and prosperity. And now let's head on to Anambra, where gunmen have allegedly killed 2 soldiers at an unknown location in Imo State, a policeman, 2 brothers, and 2 others in Anambra State. Confirming the attack, Army spokesperson Onyema Nwachukwu said military authorities have received information about the killing of 2 of their personnel. The Army spokesperson said authorities of the Nigerian Army had commenced investigations to unmask and bring to book the criminals behind the murder. The victims, A.M. Linus, said to be a sergeant of the Nigerian Army, and his unidentified wife, said to be a lance corporal, were reportedly beheaded after being shot dead by the gunmen. Their corpses were said to have been dismembered by the gunmen. A gory image of their heads has gone viral on various social media platforms. Nwachukwu said the military personnel were traveling for their traditional marriage formalities in Imo State when they were attacked by the gunmen. Meanwhile, gunmen again killed a policeman, 2 brothers, and 1 other unidentified person at the notorious Ukpo, Uzubulu axis of Anambra State. Anambra State Police Public Relations Officer, that is the PPRO, Tochukwu Ikenga, who confirmed the incident, said the State Police Command received information of 2 lifeless bodies on the Nnewi-Uzubulu Road Monday, adding that the command's operatives quickly went there and recovered the 2 bodies. According to him, preliminary investigations revealed that one of them was a policeman, while the identity of the other victim was yet to be established. Ahead of the World Press Freedom Day 2022, stakeholders have urged Nigerians to see the duty of civic space protection as their rights and collective responsibility. This call was made at the GUARD conference organized by the Center for Investigative Journalism at the forum consisting of thought leaders from major social institutions. Conversations on the need for a vibrant civic space as a requisite to engender democracy and good governance was raised. When we return, news from other parts of West Africa. Don't go away.
It happened last year when we had 7 finalists vying for the grand prize. M Grand 7 2021 model worth 11.5 million naira.
For the winner, season 1, Niger Boss Fighter, John Igachela!
This year, it is even bigger and better.
My name is Joel Idadile, the winner of Niger Boss Factor Season 1. Those of you that didn't enroll, I'm sorry, you have missed out big time. You scammed yourself. You think they were trying to scam you.
Register for the Niger Boss Factor Season 2 with the sum of 5,500 naira payable to GT Bank account number 0561 094 161. Send payment proof to WhatsApp portal number 0901 625 2525. Go to www.bossfm.ng to complete your registration. Call 0808 237 0000 or 0811 584 1500 for more information. Niger Boss Factor Season 2. Celebrate culture, celebrate life. Terms and conditions apply.
Always a delight to have you back. It is Africa Today on Hills TV. United Nations Chief Antonio Guterres has urged the international community to help Niger's military fight jihadist insurgents that have been carrying out frequent attacks. Speaking during a visit to the capital, Niamey, he said the violence in the Sahel region had become a global threat. Antonio Guterres said Niger could not face the jihadist security threat alone and called on other countries and regional bodies to help with training and equipment. Niger is part of a regional force known as G5 Sahel, along with Mauritania, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Chad. Meanwhile, the UN chief pointed out that this force has been weakened after 2 of those countries experienced military coups. Last month, MPs in Niger voted in favor of allowing the deployment of more foreign forces, a real sign of just how deadly, frequent, and widespread the attacks have become. Away from Niger, former President John Mahama has taken on the government for what he says is the incarcerating of critical voices, a reference to the recent investigation of Section 208 of the Criminal Offences Act, 1960, Act 29. Mahama says the Akufo-Addo administration has elected his route as a means of evading accountability after running down the country. The 2020 presidential candidate of the National Democratic Congress, that is the NDC, adds that this is happening when the frustrations of Ghanaians is at an all-time high. And now let's head on to Mali and have you know that Mali's ruling junta announced on Monday it was breaking off from its defense accords with former colonial ruler France, condemning flagrant violations of its national sovereignty by the French troops there. Spokesman Colonel Abdoulaye Maiga confirmed in a televised statement that for some time, the government of the Republic of Mali noted with regret a profound deterioration in military cooperation with France. Maiga cited multiple instances of French forces having violated the country's airspace and referred to the June 2021 decision by France to end joint operations with Malian forces. Tensions between France and the junta in Mali, which seized power in August 2000, have been rising for some time. Monday's announcement, threatened several times over the past few weeks, was the latest confirmation of deteriorating relations between the junta and France. We now move to other parts of Africa after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has pledged to improve conditions for the middle and poor classes in South Africa, saying he had heard the grievances of workers who booed him out of the May Day celebrations. Recall, workers chased him out of the May Day celebrations under booing, chanting Cyril must go and demanding a pay rise at the Royal Bafokeng Stadium in Rustenburg North, as angry miners invaded the stage where he was due to speak on Sunday. He was surrounded by police and a security detail and was quickly ushered out of the arena. South Africa is the continent's leading industrial power, but its economy has been hit hard by the COVID crisis. The pandemic led to the loss of more than 2 million jobs in the space of a year and pushed the unemployment rate to 35%. United States of America, that is the USA, is calling for a thorough, transparent and credible investigation without delay over the death in custody of an Egyptian researcher, Ayman Hadhoud. The State Department spokesman Ned Prince said on Monday that the U.S. was deeply disturbed by reports of his alleged torture while in detention. He said his government had continued to urge Egypt to make human rights protection a priority. According to Egypt's Public Prosecution Office, last month ruled that Hadhoud's death was not the result of any crime. It said a postmortem revealed that he had died from a chronic heart condition and there were no signs of violence or resistance. Hadhoud, a critic of the government, died in state-run psychiatric hospital in March, but his body was not handed over to relatives until earlier last month. Still in the news, Ethiopian security forces said they have detained 76 people suspected of instigating violence on Monday against Muslims who had gathered in the capital, Addis Ababa. Police used tear gas to disperse crowds during the incident, but there were no reports of casualties. Tens of thousands were attending Eid prayers in the city's main stadium when violence broke out. The incident came after days of growing tension between Muslims and Christians in parts of the country after 20 Muslims were killed while attending a funeral last week in the northern part of the country. And now let's go to business. On business, volume of dollars traded, turnover in investors and exporters, that is i.e. window of the foreign exchange market, rose sharply by 201.5% yearly to $14.53 billion US dollars in the first months of the year, January to April 2022, from with $4.82 billion US dollars in the corresponding period of 2021. According to data analysis on Monday, on a monthly turnover from FMDQ, the $14.53 billion US dollars traded in the 4 months of 2022 comprises $3.22 billion US dollars in January, $2.13 billion US dollars in February, $6.55 billion US dollars in March, and $2.63 billion US dollars in April. The highest turnover of $6.55 billion US dollars in March represented a 336.6% yearly increase when compared with $1.5 billion US dollars traded in March 2021. Meanwhile, the Naira appreciated by 16 kobo during the period as the indicative exchange rate of the window rose to 419 Naira per dollar on April 29. The dollar as at dollar on December 31st. However, the Naira depreciated by 5% in the parallel market. Analysis of data from parallel market traders showed that the indicative exchange rate rose to 585 Naira per dollar on April 29, 2022, from 580 Naira per dollar on December 31, 2021. First African plant manufacturing COVID vaccines has said it may have to shut down production due to lack of demand. Professor Tulio de Oliveira, the director of the Center for Epidemic Response and Innovation in South Africa, disclosed that the closure could affect the production of other vaccines that do not affect the developed world, as well as the preparation for the next pandemic. He said vaccine apartheid had damaged the uptake of COVID vaccines in South Africa and the rest of the continent. He says Africa, having gone through 3 major waves of COVID, including a very severe one without the vaccines, had ceased the uptake. The pharmaceutical company, which has been producing the vaccines in South Africa's Eastern Cape province, now risks closures. It comes at a time when a large proportion of Africa's population remains unvaccinated. And now let's head on to Ethiopia, where Ethiopia's Ministry of Urban Development and Infrastructure has announced its plans to build 4.4 million urban houses as it embarks on the implementation of its 10-year perspective plan. The ministry also said it plans to see up to 2.8 million rural houses built. Chaltu Sani, Ethiopia's Minister of Urban Development and Infrastructure, disclosed the plan will be implemented under an umbrella strategy dubbed Housing Development Strategy, which shall also enhance the involvement of the private sector in the effort. Chaltu said learning from experience, a structural shift will be implemented, aiming to have the private sector take the lion's share in the buildings of housing. Consequently, the minister said the plan aims to have the private sector build 80% of the 4.4 million urban houses. The plan is said to analyze potentials and opportunities that lie with the middle and high-income members of the society in addressing housing problems, as well as resolve the demand-supply gap for all members of the society. Still to come on Africa Today is sports. Stay with us.
My name is Joel Idajile, the winner of Naija Boss Factor Season 1. I just want to say I'm so excited because, wow, this is a very big thing that has happened to me. And concerning this Season 2 that is coming, I'm just telling you, those that are going to be competing, bring in your A game. This is not something you come casually. Come with your A game, come for it. And Season 2 is up. Those of you that didn't enroll, I'm sorry, you have missed out big time. You scammed yourself. You think they were trying to scam you, but you scammed yourself. Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to Africa Today. I am Ainan Lubem and now to sports news. Nigerian sprinter Favour Ofili ran a blistering 10.93 seconds in the women's 100 meters on Saturday at the LSU Invitational at the Bernie Moore Track Stadium, Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge, LA, to win the event and move up to number 8 on the all-time collegiate list. Ofili, who is 19 years, set a new record, a national record in the 200 meters earlier this year, was running the 100 meters for the second straight meet. Ofili's 10.93 seconds moves her up to number 4 as Nigeria's fastest female 200 meters runner, behind Blessing Okagbari with a record of 10.79 seconds, Chioma Ajunwa 10.84 seconds, and Gloria Alozie with 10.90 seconds. With her feet, she's overtaken Mary Onyali with 10.97 seconds, Damola Osayomi 10.99 seconds, and Mercy Nku and Gloria Asunmu with 10.03 respectively. Also, she is now the number 5 in Africa, 5th fastest woman in LSU history, 8th fastest in collegiate history, and the time ranks her as the 4th fastest win legal time in the world this season. And over now to basketball, where over 15 players of Nigerian descent have been listed amongst the 283 early entrants to declare their eligibility for the 2022 NBA draft build to hold on June 23 at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. The 2022 draft will consist of 58 picks instead of the typical 60 due to the loss of a second-round pick for both the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat for violating the NBA's tampering rules during free agency. The Nigerians include Efe Agbogidi, Ochai Agbaji, James Akinjo, Kadorochi Akobungu Ehiogo, Emmanuel Akot, Theo Akuba, Kelvin Aluma, Marcus Azor, Dylan Disu, Anthony Duruji, Aminu Mohammed, and Casey Ndefo. According to a mock draft that has been projected, Agbaji will be a 14th overall selection by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Away from that particular story now to FIFA. Senegalese national team has been sanctioned by FIFA for the incidents that took place during the second leg of the World Cup 2022 qualifying playoffs between Senegal and Egypt in Dakar on 29th March. In a statement released on Monday, FIFA fined Senegal's Soccer Federation $180,000 for fan disorder at a World Cup playoff game, including shining laser pointers at Egypt's Salah Mohammed in their penalty shootout. Senegal then went on to win the shootout in Dakar in March with Salah's Liverpool teammate Sadio Mane scoring the decisive spot kick. The Algerian Federation will have to pay a fine of close to €3,000 for the use of smoke bombs and throwing objects during the Algeria-Cameroon playoff on 29 March in Blida. Algeria, on the other hand, appealed to FIFA to have the match replayed because of the scandalous refereeing, according to the Algerian Federation of Gambian Bakary Gassama. U.S. Major League side, MLS side Inter Miami coach Phil Neville has disclosed that Chipolopolo of Zambia defender Aime Mabika sustained a muscle injury in Saturday's loss against New England Revolution. Mabika was substituted in the 19th minute of Inter Miami's 2-0 away loss to New England that saw the Florida side's 3-match winning run come to an end. The 23-year-old was one of the two Inter Miami injuries setback in that match, together with Ecuadorian striker Leonardo Campagna, who was substituted earlier in the 12th minute. Neville said Leo is getting a lot of the praise, and rightfully so. Aime has been good the last 4 games as well. Mabika's injury setback comes after 5 successive league starts in all competition, 4 alone in MLS action for third from bottom Miami after 9 top-flight fixtures played in the 2022 season. The defender made his Chipolopolo debut on March 25 in a 3-1 friendly victory over Congo Brazzaville that was placed in Antalya, Turkey. And that's sports news on World Now at 4. Back to Uduak Daniel for the rest of the news.
It happened last year when we had 7 finalists vying for the grand prize, M Grand 7 2021 model worth 11.5 million naira.
For the winner, Season 1, Niger Boss Fighter, John Ibachole!
This year, it is even bigger and better.
My name is Joel Idajile, the winner of Niger Boss Factor Season 1. Those of you that didn't enroll, I'm sorry, you have missed out big time. You scammed yourself. You think they were trying to scam you.
Register for the Niger Boss Factor Season 2 with the sum of 5,500 naira payable to GT Bank account number 0561 094 161. Send payment proof to WhatsApp portal number 0901 625 2525. Go to www.bossfm.ng to complete your registration. Call 0808 contact 237-0000 or 0811-584-1500 for more information. Niger Boss Factor Season 2. Celebrate culture, celebrate life. Terms and conditions apply.
Many thanks, Ainan Lubem, for that one on sports. And now, just before we go on Africa Today, let's get back to the headlines for top of the stories. We told you on the headlines today, Buhari assures safe return of kidnapped victims. We also told you UN chief urges global help to fight Niger jihadists. Also earlier on the headlines, we told you US urges probe into Egyptian critic's death. While in sports, FIFA sanctions Senegalese team over fan disorder. Remember to visit us on Facebook at Hills TV, Instagram at Hills TV. Our YouTube channel is at Hills TV. I am Uduak Daniel. Thank you for watching.